kicking off the show with Robin Garceau of Robin Garceau Interiors. Thanks so much for joining us.
Hi, Molly.
Hey, it's so good to see you. You're back in action, and we're talking about quality and design. And Robin, you have a big trip coming up. You're headed to High Point, North Carolina, where you're going to be talking about, again, quality and design. Tell us a little bit about your trip coming up.
Well, I have a couple events coming up this month as well as today, and both are about speaking about quality and home design. So I thought it would be really good to cross that subject today as well. Next weekend I'll be attending High Point, North Carolina International Home Furnishings Market, and I've been asked to speak with several industry members there about this subject. And then on the 28th, I'll be hosting an event with artists Anthony Tomaselli and Bill Lane at the Providence Art Club at the Dodge House there, and speaking about quality and design as well. So I thought today would be a perfect opportunity to talk about those things.
What I think is so cool is you're obviously an expert in this subject. You're good at what you do. But you're sharing that knowledge with others and giving people some insight into what's happening in the world of design, because you're always out there learning what's new, what's on trend, and what is, you know, the classics, obviously. This event, so you're headed to High Point to talk, and then you're also having this event coming up April 28th, later on in the month at the Providence Art Club. And this is kind of like a designer's day, but all different kinds of designers and makers, which I think is so neat. You're kind of hosting the event, you're kind of one of the main people. Can you talk to us a little bit about what you'll be talking about?
Sure, it will be about art and design. It will be about quality in products and things that we're looking for, about art and what the story is behind art, and getting back to really putting beautiful art in our homes, how we use it as a design factor. And it doesn't necessarily have to match the sofa. It doesn't necessarily have to go with the paint that you have. It just speaks to you. What does it mean? What's the story? I'll be working on that. And she had this absolutely beautiful antique wood mantle on her for a fireplace mantle. And what did she have above it? A TV. So I looked at her and I said, are you going to be watching TV all the time in here? Like, is that what you want over this gorgeous fireplace? And she said, no, we really don't even watch it. I said, well, maybe we could put a beautiful piece of artwork there, because that's something that you'll want to look at every day. You don't need to have a TV over your fireplace everywhere. This was in our master bedroom. It was beautiful. To me, that's what you want to do. You want to make your rooms beautiful and let the art speak to you. So that's what we'll be talking about on the 28th. Anthony Tomaselli is, you know, a well-known local artist. He's great. And Bill Lane is a watercolor artist, and he's fantastic as well. Providence Art Club is just a great place to go in and browse and look. So we're going to have a great day that day. I
think it's so cool, too. What a great idea to be able to incorporate different, not only industries, but different makers and different people who probably collaborate all of the time, and get everybody together talking and inspiring each other, right?
Exactly. Yeah. It's a good networking day, and just meeting and greeting, and it's open to the public. And I always like to brainstorm with other designers and artists and what they're doing and staying up on trends. So it's really going to be exciting.
I think what a neat opportunity. So if you're interested, we'll have some details as well, including the date set, but it's Saturday, April 28th.
April 28th from 12 to 4.
From 12 to 4. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about, our topic today is pursuing quality of design, so quality in design. And we've talked a little bit about this here and there throughout our conversations, but really kind of getting to that point of how our society has become kind of a throwaway society. And really you want to get back to that finding quality products and that kind of thing. Can you talk to us about how we got to this point, Robin?
You know, when I still remember the day that this fabric came in to where I was working in a design firm, and it was a polyester knockoff of this beautiful embroidered silk fabric. And I looked at it, and of course it was less expensive, and it looked kind of like the fabric. But I couldn't believe that, okay, now we have this beautiful embroidered silk, and that this is a polyester knockoff of an embroidery. And I had a gut reaction that this probably isn't good. So over the years, I mean, that must have been at least 10 years ago, and now we really have been ingrained in this throwaway society that we have. My job right now and my business is to find and really get away from that. I'm looking for quality products. I'm looking for companies who have standards of excellence and what they do, how they source their products, how they make their product. Are they making it in the United States, or are they making it overseas and shipping it over? So for me, that's definitely one of the things I am searching for and I incorporate in my business. One of the companies I carry, they source all of their wood for their furniture in plantation-grown trees from the U.S.
Wow.
So it's not about deforesting overseas and shipping it all on a barge here. And so for me, they're going to be one of my go-to companies, because not only do they do that, they also give back to the community, and they have an academy, they call it, to help young people learn the craft. And the way they make their furniture, the stories behind the company, I'm all about that now. I really, really like it. And quite frankly, I think it's time to get back to that. I think it's time to support U.S. manufacturing, and I think it's time to look for quality in our products. Maybe not throw it away so quickly. Maybe spend a little bit more money on a product. So now, maybe it will last a little longer. So I just feel all of that is a definition of quality.
I think that's so incredible too, the fact that if you can find those companies that are ethically sourcing their materials, and if that's something that you do care about, being able to make the investment in those companies. And I think the more we get educated about these kind of issues, and the more that we find out about them, the more people will start caring, and then the more we can invest our money in these kind of products and in those companies that are making steps in those things that we care about. So, and it's, in furniture, in products for our home, in food, in all different sectors. But when it comes to this kind of stuff, in a company that, has a set, like a tree farm that they grow, I don't know, I forget what you said, plantation?
Right, plantation
that
trees.
they grow here in America, that they don't have to ship wood. I mean, that's incredible.
It is.
And the more people can get educated about that, then they can make smarter purchases.
Absolutely, yeah. Smarter purchases, that's exactly what it's all about.
That's absolutely incredible. So let's talk a little bit more about some things so we talked a little bit about what happened, but let's talk a little bit about getting back to products that are about quality. What are some things that you think people can look for when they want to make a big purchase, or even a small purchase for their home, when they're looking for quality and design?
Well, again, like I said, number one, you want to find out where the product is manufactured. If they're looking for a sofa, is it manufactured in the United States? So, for instance, the company I'm talking about, not only do they make it here and grow have the wood purchased from the United States, they also do all of their jewelry for the furniture from all over the country, but within the country. So they may get their nail heads from California. They may get the ferrules, the jewelry on the feet, from Rhode Island. They have cotton springs from the South. So that's one of the things you should ask for. Find out where it's manufactured. Find out if it's made in the United States. Next thing you want to talk about or ask about is how it's made. Is it 8-way hand-tied? Are the straps attached to the frame? How is the frame made? What is the frame made of? Those are the things that will be important in a large purchase. So that's furniture. As far as, say, window treatments, for instance. So I do a lot of window treatments, and over the years, I've developed my standards of excellence of how I have my workroom make window treatments. They use certain lining. They use certain fullness. They make things by my standards, not theirs. I tell them what I want. If they're applying a decorative trim, I want the back to look as nice as the front. If it's reupholstery, they need to be meticulous. So all of these things create a company that has standards of excellence.
That's incredible. And Robin knows her stuff, if you couldn't tell. I'm just sitting here thinking like, yeah, Robin knows what she's doing. She knows. And I mean, I just think it's incredible, this company that you're talking about. They even have an academy for young people, like you said, for people coming up and teaching others. When you're looking and you're asking these questions, is it almost kind of a red flag if a company either can't answer your questions or won't answer your questions on where a product's made or where they source their materials from? Or what if you have questions and they just simply won't answer?
Well, if they simply won't answer, I'd turn around and walk away. What I would do is, first things first, if you really are interested, is it made in the United States? We have to support U.S. manufacturers and artisans. We just have to. It's very important. We're talking about trade wars every day and all of that. And you know what? It's time we support American manufacturers. So I would start with that. Ask them, is it manufactured in the United States? And if the answer is yes, okay. How is it manufactured? What goes into the materials? If they don't know it, I'm sure a responsible salesperson or company will find out if they don't know it. If they just kind of, push it away and go on to another subject, make sure they understand, look, this is what I'm looking for in a product. So be firm and right out front, just say what you're looking for. I'm looking for the United States. I want to know how it's made. I'd like to know how it's sourced. If you can find out all those things for me, then, we may be able to do business here.
Then we may be able to do business. Okay, let's talk a little bit about how we perceive our purchases and how we decide, what's important to us and what we want to put into our home.
Well, I think too, if you really want quality products in your home, then wait until you can actually do the products in your home. So if you're going to move forward with this concept, say to yourself, okay, you know what? I really like this idea. I'm going to purchase a piece of art. It may take several months to save up for it, but you're going to save up for it and then go buy it. You're going to save up for a beautiful sofa or a well-made chair or hand-turned bed. And when you go to purchase it, you will have had the experience, okay, I saved up for this. Now I want to know everything about it. And it's fun. It's nice. It's nice to know. And you bring it home, you have a piece of furniture, a nice piece of artwork that will last. And also, you might actually be able to hand it down to your kids like they used to do. And it's not always what's trendy and what's throwaway and what's cheap. It's something you can enjoy for a very long time.
I think that's so true. What was it? I think it was like an ottoman. What do you call it, an ottoman? I can't think. Okay, that piece that you posted,
Yeah.
I mean, it was almost a statement piece. It was beautiful. So looking, and we talk about this a lot when you're here, Robin, is finding something that speaks to you, that you love and you cherish, so and saving up for that so that when you find something, you see it, if you can actually get it. So whether it's a piece of art or a piece of furniture, or, those window treatments that you fall in love with, you can actually get that. So it's always fun to be able to talk to you about that. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Robin posted, along with that picture of that home you were working on over the weekend, this beautiful ottoman, and I was just like, now I want that. But finding those true pieces that you love, quality pieces, I mean, that thing was beautiful.
Yeah, and that was from a designer from Arkansas. And she's from, a little town in Arkansas, and she does some beautiful things. Her name's Toby Fairley, and I thought that was an amazing piece, and I had to have it in that home. So we had done a big photo shoot in that home on Friday. So that's why you saw the pictures that you did, yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing.
Yeah,
because,
thank you.
Whew, my goodness. So Robin Garceau, we're talking about quality in design, and she has a couple presentations, workshops, events, classes, and all that good stuff coming up. So, of course, you can find all of that information and much more on her website, Robin Garceau Interiors. We'll have a link to that and the event coming up at the Providence Art Club later on this month. So, Robin, thanks so much for joining us today.
You're welcome.
Always a pleasure. We're going to get set up here for our next guest on Go Local Live, so please hang tight.